Hello, and welcome to another 1000 strong cult gathering. Nope, not feeling that. Genres, they're great. You know why they're great? Because by genre you can tell what kind of game it's gonna be. Or movie, but we're talking about games today. Oh, by the way, talking about movies, real quick here. Got a new addition to the family. That's Lady Snowblood. Deadliest samurai ever. Well, I guess he was more like assassin. Anyway, back to genres. Gaming genres. I just started thinking the other night, what gaming genres do I actually like? So I started listing them and turns out, I kinda like them all. Yeah, I've been a gamer for over 30 years and I think I played all genres. I'm pretty sure, unless they just came up with new one. I just kinda like them all. If the game's interesting and it's well made, I'm probably gonna dig it. That's why often when I talk about games, I'm kind of jack of all trades, but master of none. I mean, even genres that I bash at this channel all the time, shit like online shooters. I can go and play some of those, for a few hours and I'll enjoy myself and I like it. But I don't get the appeal when it comes to online shooters when some people just play the same goddamn shooter for hundreds, if not thousands of hours. What are you getting out of that? Are you doing it just to get new, weapons, skins? Well, weapons are gonna run dry soon, I'd imagine. I don't know. It blows my mind. I'm losing focus here. Anyway, I decided to kind of take a little time and just ponder on myself which genres do I actually like the most. And turns out that's pretty goddamn impossible task to do. Because it can kind of change over time, kind of frequently even, but I think I got pretty solid list and here's my top 7 gaming genres that throughout my life I've always liked this probably the most. And we'll start with number 7 on this list. This is a genre that I don't actually know if I would put it this high or if it's just that I miss it. I miss it because no one's doing games in this goddamn genre anymore. I don't know why, it just pisses me off. But number 7 is car combat games, or could be vehicular combat games. It just seems like nobody gives two shits about this genre anymore these days, What happened? Back in the days we used to have Vigilante 8, Twisted Metal, Interstate 76. I kinda count, I don't know, you could throw Road Rash there, although that's not vehicular combat, that's more like just smacking around your fellow drivers, motorcycle drivers. Wipeout, that has combat in it, although it's more like racing, but still, it counts, at least in my books. Carmageddon, it's such a fun genre. I know it's not like probably the most, I would say, the longer lasting genres, but it's still so enjoyable, It's not like I'm asking for some AAA stuff. There was the PlayStation game that came out, I can't remember it, but I don't know, that one just looked like kind of shit. I skipped that, but actually currently I'm playing a game called Sandland, which is gonna be my next gaming pickups video. That one has actually like tanks and, well, it also has mechs, but motorcycle and car and all that. It's got some light type of vehicular combat in it and I am enjoying the shit out of that. It's not the greatest, when it comes to vehicular combat, but it's still, good enough because we ain't getting lots, so it has to be good enough. Even that like crappy game, what was it, Full Auto 2 or something on PlayStation 3. It was made by Sega, I don't remember, but it was kind of stiff and it was kind of shitty, but I enjoyed it still, Fast and Furious, Crossroads. I hate to say it, that game sucked ass, but I kind of want to go back to it because it was so bad it was fun. But yeah, I miss car combat. Bring back car combat. And another overlooked genre, where there's car combat, there has to be combat up in the skies. Flight combat. I'm talking about, like fighter jets and throw in choppers there too, Why not? Not space combat. Space combat, we actually have decent amount of space combat games. There really hasn't been that one though that kind of scratches my itch. No Man's Sky is fucking fantastic, but I kind of want more something like Elite Dangerous. That was good, but possibly a little lighter on the combat side. Anyway, we're talking about fighter jets here and choppers and stuff. Last game in that genre that I played, I loved the shit out of that, and it was Ace Combat 7. That came out, when I started doing YouTube? close to there because I reviewed that game, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Loved it. There's just something different about flying around in fighter jets than doing space combat. You know, you're swerving around, you know, between buildings and close to the ground and all that. It's just, there's this different type of adrenaline in that than in space combat. Fighter jet combat, that's a different beast. I love it. It's great. And I do love space combat too, but it didn't quite make the list. But also like chopper action. I don't even remember the last time I played some kind of a chopper game. Back when I was growing up, I think those were the rage at one point, you know? Didn't we get like Apache games and Hind games and whatever? Of course there were the Strike series, but I don't really count those because those were kind of just isometric view and you were flying around and but those were great too. Loved those too. But Ace Combat series, I feel like that's kind of the final frontier and even that seems to be kind of breaking up because it's been so long, they haven't even announced a new Ace Combat from what I know. I haven't heard anything about it, so you know, if there has been, please tell it down below because I'm gonna get a boner and I'm gonna touch myself. I want more flying. Red Baron, oh that was fantastic back in the 90s. I think it was mid 90s or something like that. Oh, I played the shit out of that, you know, World War I type of flying game, air combat. Would be kind of cool to get some kind of a chopper game in like Vietnam or something, or you know, where you could do like fighter jets or something. Do those missions where they drop like tons of napalm and it looks fucking fantastic, and then be out there with a chopper, and that would be kind of cool, dude. I want to fly. I want to shoot shit. I want to fly close to the ground and all that. Before some smart ass comments, yeah, I did play the newest flight simulator, but that shit's just wow. It was alright, but I did get bored after a while. Independence Day, PlayStation 1, that was also great. I'm gonna come up with all kinds of games now, but yeah, we should move on. Number 5 was next, right? Yeah, this was 6. Number 5, this one's a bit curious. It's a genre that we've actually gotten loads of games. We're constantly getting new games in the genre, but I do feel like they've lost a bit of their soul after 2000s forward. Not every game, but you know, for the most parts. And the genre I'm talking about is JRPGs. I think going 3D was kind of a hindrance when it comes to JRPGs. I'm not saying every JRPG. I mean, some of them look fantastic and all that. You know, like the new Final Fantasy VII remakes. Although, do those really count as JRPGs or are those more action adventure games these days? Hack and slash, something like that. Me, when it comes to JRPGs, I prefer my old shit, you know, 90s, Super Nintendo era, maybe even, you know, 8-bit era. Those were kind of fun, but you know, that turn-based, where you just wait your turn and then you decide what you're gonna do, and you attack or heal or use items or flee or jack off the mage, punch the thief, give a finger to a goblin, I don't know. But I feel like JRPGs in the 90s were kind of at the sweet spot where they would make those, but they would also add a lot of kind of side activities in a way in those that kind of kept it fresh, so it wasn't all just grinding. And those backgrounds during the PlayStation 1 era, like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, they all had fantastic backgrounds and it looked so good while you were adventuring there. But when it came to 3D JRPGs, I do feel like sometimes, or actually quite often, they just have like big area which is green, cause that's the grass area, and you're just running around, you see enemies, and you just kind of go and whack them, grind level, and I feel like JRPGs have kind of lost their best edge. Not everything, but that is a problem that's kind of pestering a lot of modern JRPGs. I would love to play more JRPGs, but the problem oftentimes is I get kind of bored. Maybe bored of the scenery, maybe bored of just the, constant grinding. Because let's face it, the grinding in JRPGs, usually, you don't have to be really that tactical. Once you get the level, you can beat some guys, who give you a lot of experience. You just repeat that and it's just going there and hitting the attack button or whatever. Sometimes if you're feeling adventures, you might go check out what's in your magic menu or something like that. And but usually it's just, beat these dudes over and over again. But yeah, those old-time JRPGs, Final Fantasies, like I said, all the way up to 10, 12. I love 15 though, and 16 was really good. I haven't finished it though, probably never will, story of my life, but I really loved it. as far as I got in it. But yeah, Final Fantasies, Star Oceans, old Star Ocean games, Breath of Fire games. I actually played only 5. Wasn't that like tactical JRPG? Yeah, I've been meaning to play the others too, but well, they're really expensive. There's always emulator and shit, but yeah, I haven't done that. I love JRPGs, but I wish they'd, take a little step back. There are still, companies, indie developers and all those who, make those old type of JRPGs with 16-bit graphics and PlayStation 1 style graphics, so I am really digging that too, but JRPGs, they need to notch it back a little bit, in my opinion. Number 4, and this is a genre that kind of made my childhood, and they're still making actually pretty good games in this genre. You just kind of have to find those, but still there are coming good games in this genre. It's not probably the most difficult or demanding genre to make games in, but the problem comes with the writing, cause number 4 is point and click adventures. Although nowadays I feel like they're mostly more you just walk around and press X, so is it really like point and click? It's more like walk and press X, or whatever button is in your controller. If it's Xbox, I can't actually fucking remember from the top of my head. X was in a wrong place. Then there's Nintendo where X is again on a wrong place. I think, well, this isn't button trivia. See how I ducked, making myself look stupid. But now I point it out so everyone knows. But point and click games, those have kind of followed me throughout my life, throughout my gaming life. Those have been, especially 90s, that was the golden era of point and click games, because that's when we got all the best franchises. We got, Larry's. Well, I think first Larry, that came during the 80s? Still, I kind of count that as 90s series. Not very good with decades. Larry, Space Quest, King's Quest, Police Quest, Monkey Islands, Day at the Tentacle, Maniac Mansion, Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, those Indiana Jones games like the Lost Atlantic one. Just tons of awesome games in that genre if you kind of like to dial it down and just sit back and like to explore stuff and maybe combine items and try to get ahead, in the story and kind of use more of your logical skills here up in the brain. So, maybe not everything's about reaction. Just, take it back, enjoy a good writing and try to figure out those sometimes really illogical and stupid puzzles. I mean, I can't remember how many times I was stuck in some goddamn point and click game back in the 90s because I didn't know you were supposed to shove a banana up hamster's ass so you could have a toothbrush for troll under the bridge. I don't know. Sometimes they were kind of impossible to get on your own, so you needed help. That's why you had to ask from friends if someone was lucky enough to try something stupid like that. I don't know, we didn't have the internet back then. We actually got new Monkey Island game just 2 or 3 years ago, and that was one of those years I didn't make my Game of the Year list, but that game would have been high. I don't mean just because it smoked weed. No, I mean it would have been high. Could have been close to number 1 actually. That game beat so many AAA games' asses. I mean, I just enjoy the shit out of the writing and the graphical styles too in those types of games. But yeah, the writing is... Monkey Island dudes, those dudes can write comedy. But yeah, point and click games. And next we enter Top 3. And on 3rd spot, I have a genre that is, fantastic. I love it. It made top 3, number 3 spot. I got no introduction here. Run and gun games. Those are fantastic. Run and gun games. Contra, probably the best known run and gun game ever. There's Gunstar Heroes. Fantastic Turrigan games, and of course there's one of my all-time favorites, which is Metal Slug series. Fantastic. Run and gun games are so easy. They're not easy games, they're hard as fuck, but they're so easy to pick up and play. That's what I love about them probably the most, because you can just put it in and play. Basically, you just run and shoot everything, and I'm talking about the 2D style. I'm not even sure what 3D run and gun games would be like. Well, I guess like, I don't know, Apocalypse for PlayStation 1, but I always kind of put those more into shoot 'em up genres or something. Run and gun genre has always, for me, just been more just running, from left to right, in 2D form and just shoot every directions you can think of. Actually, one of my favorite run and gun games came just a couple of years ago, which was Valfaris. That was a game that had balls. And when I say balls, I mean it was the manliest game ever. It had heavy metal soundtrack, it had lots of gore, it got awesome weapons, awesome bosses, It gave zero fucks. You just went and you shot everything to shit into bloody mess. Loved it. Really hard. Didn't beat it. I got stuck in one boss. I tried, but yeah, I'm not really like great at run and gun games, but I have beaten some. I remember beating Contra back in the NES days, you know. I have beaten Metal Slug games, but I used a lot of continues. I think they were endless, so that might have helped. Oh, Gunstar Heroes, that one I beat too, you know, for Sega Mega Drive. That was fantastic. But yeah, that is just such a manly, awesome genre of games. It's just you and the gun, and you just run, and you're gone. That's why it's called run and gun. No big brain power needed, so that's an advantage for me. Just quick reactions, which is a disadvantage for me, but still, quick reactions, you know, you gotta be coordinated, and there is also probably kind of little bit of learning where the enemies come from and when, you know, that helps, that really helps, and learning the patterns of the bosses, it is like that, you know, it's kind of like Souls games, learning the patterns and all that shit, except they're better than Souls games. Souls games didn't make my list. Sorry. But yeah, run and gun games. I really don't know what else to say about those. Those are so simple. Run and gun. It's in the name of the genre. Number 2, you might have guessed it already. Well, I'm not sure you guessed it. It was on number 2 spot, but I've been talking about these games so much on this channel. I'm not gonna be long. XCOM style turn-based strategic action. I don't even know what the strategic action, turn-based strategic action. You move your guys around. You know, you go to covers and, you know, you take shots. It's like chess, but not boring. That's what I love about it. It's so fantastic, you know. I love that whole strategy element where you have your group and you just kind of have to position them carefully and try to win the enemy using your smarts. Not one of my strengths, but I've always enjoyed XCOM style, you know. Ever since I played XCOM Terror from the Deep and Chad's Alliance games, Chad's Alliance 1 and 2, those were fucking fantastic. I still need to buy Chad's Alliance 3, goddammit. There's just something so satisfying, just moving your guys, being all tactical and pull it off, and you know, without any casualties or anything like that, just crush the enemy with your strategic abilities, your war abilities, using all kind of tactical tricks and all that kind of bullshit. It's great. I love it. I'm a huge fan, but I've talked about XCOM style games so much about in these videos I've done all over the years, so you know, let's just move on. Number 1. Actually, before number 1, I would just like to give honorable mentions because I started writing genres that I like and it just got long and I gave up on it at some point. I didn't even write everything I love because that would probably be every genre out there, but honorable mentions: space combat, like I mentioned, third person open world. Yeah, I still do like those, you know, although I didn't write here third person just action games like Max Payne's. Those are great. I love those too, you know. Shoot 'em ups, those are great. I love those. I suck at those, but they're great. RPGs, just regular RPGs. JRPGs, just they have the edge for me personally, but I love RPGs, you know. As time goes by, it might actually flip if Western game developers get their shit together, but yeah, I think JRPGs are still kind of safe. Hack and slash, those are always kind of fun. 2D platformers, 3D platformers. Wrestling games, those are fun as fuck. Fighting games, racing games. Racing is awesome. Sports games. I do love sports games. Especially when it comes to sports games, I prefer more those arcadey types, you know, back in the NES, Super Nintendo era. But I do like real sports games too, you know, NHL. I just haven't bought those in probably 10 years because it's just the same thing. It's new roster and yeah, I just haven't had time. Party games. Fantastic. Survival horror. Just regular horror. That's great too, but I'm a pussy, so that's why it didn't make it. This one probably hurt me the most to leave it out of this list, but Demolition Derby, Wreckfest, Destruction Derby, whatever game, flat out games, puzzle games, stealth games, huge Metal Gear Solid fan, Tenchu fan. Fuck, I love those. And lastly, okay, this might actually hurt just as much as Demolition Derby, but mech games. I'm a huge mech fan, you know, Mech Warriors and all that. Anyway, it's time for number 1 spot on my genres list, and this is the genre that'll always be on top. I'm not sure if it's number 1 always, but I think this'll always be in my top 3, because I just love these type of games, because I love kicking ass! Fighting games were already there, so it ain't that, but there's another way of kicking ass that I really love, and that is beat 'em up games. that was probably cringy as shit. Where to start? Double Dragons. What else is there? No, Reverse Ransom games, there were Final Fight games, Turtles games, TMNT 2 and TMNT 3, although we didn't get 3 here for NES. I'm talking about the NES games, Turtles arcade game, Streets of Rage games, especially 2. I really loved 4 also, that was fantastic. Terence Hill and Bud Spencer games. Okay, those aren't like the best beat 'em up games. The hit detection and all that is kind of it feels like there's really no weight when you're hitting someone or anything like that, but I just love Terence Hill and Bud Spencer, so I enjoy those games. But if you're gonna go more 3D, the Warriors, that is fantastic. Yakuza games, they're kind of beat 'em ups. They have a ton of other shit you can do too, but at their core, they're beat 'em ups, and I just love them. Those are my favorite games, modern games pretty much. Whenever I make Game of the Year list, there's gonna be that year's Yakuza game. It's pretty much guaranteed. I haven't played this year's Yakuza game though, but I think that's one of those JRPG styles. I forgot, Yakuza JRPG, that was great. But yeah, there's just nothing quite like it. I just really love beat 'em ups because the combat's brutal and personal, and especially the Warriors. The Warriors game was, I really want another that type of game. It doesn't have to be the Warriors, but something in the same veins, because in that game, you were punching, and while you got punched yourself, your face got all mussed, it got bloody and black eye and a broken nose and whatever, and I love when they put details like that, and when they make the combat brutal, and when you can use like environments, that's always great. Like in Sleeping Dogs, that was fantastic game. When the hell are we getting sequel for Sleeping Dogs? I feel like the company that made Sleeping Dogs is sitting on pile of billions. Well, okay, maybe not billions, but pile of lot of money, because people really want another Sleeping Dog. I got Platinum Trophy on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 for Sleeping Dogs, because that's how goddamn great game it is. Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. It's kind of like 3D platformer, but it has, fighting in it. Love it. And in that one, you can also use the environments, which is, you kind of have those Jackie Chan trademark moves, which is just so goddamn fun. You're flipping over tables and all that. And Rise to Honor with Jet Li. Loved that game. Oh, that one it wasn't probably the best control scheme overall for beat 'em ups, but it worked in that game. I really loved it. You had your 2 thumbsticks. One, you moved around, and the other, you kind of flicked it in whichever direction you wanted to attack. It was so easy with that thumbstick. You could punch forward, back, left, right. Well, not up and down, but, you could do all those kinds. It's just... I'll never get tired of beat 'em ups. Beat 'em ups are fantastic. It's never a dull time when you're bashing someone's heads in. And I'm not talking about fighting games 101. Forget that crap, I want to take on several dudes at once and, just give them a good pounding. Not in a gay way. Although nothing wrong with that if you're into that, but, I use my fist. I'm not fisting them, fuck's sakes. I'm punching and kicking them, not up their ass. But yeah, beat 'em ups. I feel like beat 'em ups have always been top there, when it comes to my favorite genres. I played Double Dragon 2 through so many goddamn times. I love that game. I never get tired of it. I never get tired of kicking ass. Multiple asses, not just one-on-one, but multiple asses. I feel like beat 'em up games are the closest you get to being a martial artist, like in those movies and all those, it's... great. Anyway, I probably talked way too long here already. Not sure how long that light has been out. It's kind of shitty, it kind of flashes and need to buy a new one. But fuck off, and I'll fuck off, and we'll meet back here when there's another cult gathering. That means when I upload more stuff. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna call this whole thing. Cult? I like cults. I mean, I don't like cults like that, but I'm always interested, so I wanted to call this a cult, but I don't know. Beehive? I'd be the queen bee.